I like to call it a kind of a new boat in a box. So Pro's the latest and greatest. You know, you buy the kit box, you put Zipwake on your boat, it'll totally change the boat.
Today, we're putting Zipwake's new Pro system through the ringer. No sterile whiteboards, no calm water cutaways, just real world conditions and a few captain tests to see how much better a plate boat can perform when you add some Swedish smarts below the waterline. Also along for the ride is Brandon from Silver Service Marine. He's rocking a 6-metre Eden craft, also with Zipwakes, not a bad camera boat.
I'm Peter Byrne from the AMI group, and Zipwake's one of the products that I look after. Zipwake's a dynamic trim control product, so it's interceptor based, so the blades will come down vertically, which will create stern lift immediately, in front of the blades under the hull, and they can be operated independently, so it'll get you up on the plane flatter and faster, and then it's also fully auto for the roll side of things as well to minimise rolling actions at sea or take care of uneven weight distribution, that kind of thing. Yeah, so Pro's the latest and greatest. The blade rate is 5 times faster, so it'll do 0 to 30 millimetres if it needs to in 0.33 of a second. When we're sort of cruising along normal conditions, probably only be moving in sort of a 0 to maybe 10 millimetre section. So it'll do that in like 0.11 of a second. So blink of an eye, the thing can constantly be adjusting. So with the new Zipwake Pro system, it introduces a couple of new features. Probably the key one is active pitch control. So as the bow of the boat is pitching, it'll work to minimise the pitching action. And having the motor's a lot faster as well, 5 times faster than the original system. It's a lot better for the roll too. Keeping the boat upright in the seas and hitting the waves, cutting the waves via the bow properly, yeah, you're always going to get a more comfortable ride. They don't have to worry about weight distribution so much. Gets up on the plane flatter and faster. Just makes the thing handle like a dream. There's upgrade kits available. So if you've got Zipwake on your boat, you can buy an upgrade kit to upgrade to Pro. You get 2 new servo motors, a new distribution unit and a software update, and you'll have the latest and greatest that Pro offers. So in this particular boat, we've got the Zipwake integrator module, which is the interface to a compatible MFD, so you can get the nice Zipwake interface up on your MFD. And we've also got the more standard Zipwake control panel in it as well. That's the bulk of the sales, is the control panel system, but if you want to have all the good data up on your screen, you can do that as well. It's really handy for like a dual station installation, because you can just have the module downstairs, have your upstairs and downstairs screens networked, and you could have Zipwake on any one of your screens. So the Zipwake control panel, it's really unique, the way it's just got 2 buttons and a couple of wheels. When you're bouncing around out there and offshore in rough conditions, people know it's a little bit hard to start trying to stab at touch pads or touch screens and stuff like that. If you want to make any minor adjustments to the Zipwake system, like you want to turn the auto roll off and just run auto pitch, or if you're in full auto and you just want to bring the bow down a little bit more to cut through chop, or you want to bring it up a little bit in a following sea, you've got the wheels there. It's just a matter of just using thumb on the pitch wheel. You don't even have to look at it. You generally get the feel. 1 click on the wheel is 1% blade up or blade down, and you can even, with the new Pro system, also create a lean when you're travelling at speed. So if you're in a sidewind situation, the spray's coming at you and drowning you, and you want to pick up that side of the boat, even in auto, you can just turn the wheel a little bit and put a 1-2 degree lean on the boat, which will give you a drier ride. Yeah, so the boat we've been testing Pro on today, it's a Yellowfin 6500 centre console. It's built here on the Gold Coast by Telwater. Pretty much fits Zipwake standard to these hulls. This one's been upgraded to Zipwake Pro, and yeah, we've been putting it through its paces today. It's been handling it really well.
So how does this all work in practice? Well, today Peter from the AMI group has rigged up a Yellowfin with the Pro system, and we've set up a series of field tests to give it hell. Now the first test, the crab pot slalom. It's a zigzag weave through a tight grid of crab pots designed to simulate pretty much your average weekend up here on the Goldie. We're going to put out 5 pots, we're going to space them really closely together, and we're going to weave between them. So what are we going to see from the Zipwake Pro product?
This should show up the sharper turning ability and the balanced turns of the Zipwake Pro system.
What does success look like for this test?
Not running over any floats, basically, and not throwing anyone out of the boat.
Sounds good, mate. All right, well, should we turf that one in and give it a run?
Yeah, we'll drop that one in.
Oh my God, that was fun.
Yeah.
Cleared him.
Nice.
Tell us about what we're actually feeling there with the Zipwake Pros.
So on this particular boat, this boat turns quite flat in a turn.
Yeah.
So what the system's doing is leaning us into the turn a little bit for a nice balanced turn, and it's reducing our turning radius as well at the same time.
So if we didn't have Zipwake Pros on, then what would we be seeing in another boat?
Turning really flat, and actually it'd feel like we'd be getting thrown to the outside of the corner.
Yeah.
Whereas this is leaning it in nicely, and it's nice, kind of like banking a plane or a motorbike into a turn.
That was really fun. I was a bit scared there for the first time, but we got it done. We didn't even get any rope in the props. Didn't knock off any of your crab pots, so I think we call that a success.
Yeah, and none of us went out of the boat.
Next, the Goose Test. Inspired by the Moose Test from Sweden, we simulate an emergency obstacle, like dodging a goose. All right, it's just a floating esky with a goose picture taped to the top of it, but you get the idea. Sharp helm input, high speed, and let's see how well the Pro can keep things composed. So what are we expecting to see when we bank hard here?
So the Zipwake system will sense the lateral G forces and give us a nice balanced turn as we do the dodge.
So what do we expect when we give an input into the steering and sort of turn hard to port? What are the interceptor blades going to be doing?
So on this particular boat, it'll lean us in, put the outside one down, lean us into the turn a bit, and as we kick it back the other way, it's going to drop the other one, lean us a little bit that way.
All right, let's get in.
Did I miss it?
Yeah, you missed it. All right, so we just finished the Moose Test, aka the Goose Test, with our good mate Greg. We were going, what, like 35 knots there?
Yeah, 35 knots, straight at him and swerved. Yeah, it handled it really well.
So talk me through the interceptor blades when you're making a quick change like that.
So we went zigzag, so it would have done a bit of this.
Yep.
And it would have only been coming down about, that speed 10 millimeters or something to get the right balance in that turn.
Now we go to the weight shift test. All the crew and the gear on one side, and we're going to simulate a real life imbalance. This could be jerry cans, fish bins, or just too many mates sitting on the side with stubbies in hand. All right, so this next test is going to be the weight shift test. Now, the Yellowfin's actually a pretty stable platform, so I'm going to load it up with all of our camera cases on one side. I'm going to get my fat ass over on one side, and you're going to have to lean over as well.
Yeah.
And we'll keep the system completely off. And then let's activate it, see how fast we sort of level out. And then once it's on, then I'm going to kind of dance in the back of the cockpit and see if I can get some movement out of it. The result? Normally the boat would lean hard, but the Zipwake Pro senses that change and levels things out. Even better, you can manually dial in roll or pitch offsets if you want a permanent bias. For example, trimming bow down for rough water or port heavy if your fit out demands it. Now lastly, the wake off test. All right, this is the final test for the day. This is the wake test, and it's a pretty real world situation around here on the Goldie. There's wake coming from every direction.
Yeah.
So we're gonna throw the Eden craft, nice slow speed, get it to build up a big wake. do a few crosses across it, and then we'll see if we can comfortably sit in the most awkward spot of all, just in the corner of that wake there. Sweet, should we run it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, well, that wraps up our final test. That was the wake test, and it was pretty impressive actually. I had the Yellowfin surfing in the wake of the eating craft, and it was completely level. Had her sitting on the edge there. Yeah, I was loving life.
Yeah, nice and stable and just predictable.
I was surprised because I thought in that confused water, like there's a lot of air, there's water traveling in different areas. I didn't think the blades would actually be able to catch anything and make a noticeable difference, but I think it did.
Yeah, and the speed of the system, it keeps up with it. Yeah, it was good. It's a good hole too.
Yeah.
You know, this thing's just, point it, does what you want it to do, predictable.
Yeah. I think like when we went over like the back of the wake and crashed down a little bit, like it's an alloy boat, so it's never going to make the boat perfect, but I feel like in terms of leveling it out as much as it could, it nailed the brief there.
Yeah.
And the result? Well, it's never going to be comfortable smashing through another boat's messy wake, no matter how much tech you have. But the Pro kept us on an even keel, and that's all we can ask.
A good way to describe it is, I kind of think if you're in an average trailer boat, you put Zipwake on, the boat kind of feels about a metre longer than what it actually is. Yeah, the boat's Pro is going to suit is anywhere up to 100 foot boats. There's Series S for boats up to 50 feet. And Series E can be, small boats all the way through to 100 foot. And that system's twice as fast again.
So, what's the verdict? Zipwake Pro is like bolting adaptive suspension and lane assist onto your boat. It doesn't just make you look like a better skipper, it makes the boat physically perform better. Sharper acceleration, comfortable cornering, better fuel economy, and less crew fatigue. It's simple to install, smart enough to run on its own, but also customizable for control freaks like me. It plays nice with MFDs and suits almost any hull. We are sold.